We've got half an hour total.
Yeah.
I'll be gone. I'll come in and tell you when I'm finished.
Oh, go for it, go for it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Just be aware that I might have to come. I'm going to leave it, but if someone else comes and tells me, then I have to come.
If you're told to come and speak to me, you do what you've been told to do.
No problem.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Obviously, don't try and pull the control off me, nothing like that.
I'm not gonna do that.
But I'll be just there.
Yeah, no worries.
All right? Thank you very much, mate. It's lawful.
Right, no.
Go on.
Come here.
Go on.
Walk with me.
Yeah, sure. Where are we
Can
going?
you count? Because I don't want to assume that you're not a numerate. Can you count?
Well,
Did you launch it from here?
no,
Where did you launch it from?
above there. I walked down to here.
But you're vertically, it was seen above this spot. So
No, the drone's been up there. Probably where we are now. Oh,
right, okay.
Along
Come
there.
Here. Come here.
Go on.
Right.
What are you showing me?
Count. Walk me. 1.
Right.
Count. 2.
What are we counting in meters?
Right. I'm going to say.
No, I
the
don't
time.
know. Go on.
I told you that your drone use would be considered a privacy issue to the people in that hotel.
I stayed away from the windows.
I checked. It doesn't matter whether you stayed away from the window.
Of course it
It's got
matters.
a camera that can zoom in.
I'm not here to zoom into the window, my friend.
I don't
and you know
know
that.
what you haven't done.
The moment the officer shows up, he immediately casts the drone flight as a privacy threat. He points toward the hotel windows and warns of potential peeping intrusions. But his case hinges on what the drone might do, not what the auditor is actually doing. In fact, the auditor deliberately avoids filming private spaces, proving a clear respect for boundaries. Under UK rules, flying a drone in public isn't a privacy breach unless someone is singled out in an invasive or bothersome way. Having a powerful zoom lens alone doesn't turn routine flight into wrongdoing. So while the officer's fears may be heartfelt, they don't stand up to the law. He's mixing up hypothetical abuse with real illegal action.
Can I show you if you want? I'll show you the video.
However, I've also checked the details of what you can do
Go on.
with a small drone.
Yeah.
All right?
Sure.
And you can't go within 50 metres of someone horizontally. There are people
Not
in
true.
that building.
Not true.
Well,
I'll show you the legislation.
I've just looked at the diagram.
Scroll down to the bottom. 250 underground.
Secondly, what did I tell you
Go on.
would happen? Is that this would get called in as a security alert.
Been in there. I've told them.
Stop talking.
They had no issue.
Stop talking and listen to me. Right? What did I tell you would happen? Is that this would get called into police as a security
But it's
alert.
you.
Stop
You're back.
talking and listen.
You need to speak to your
This
boss,
is-
mate.
Right. Stop talking and listen.
No
I
problem.
don't need to be.
Go on. I'll listen
Speak
to you.
to any
I'm going to
boss.
look the research thing up. You
Right.
talk. Go on.
What I told you
Yep.
is that if you launch a drone in this location,
I'm going to put it back in the bag. One sec.
it's make sure you do.
Cause I'm like-
And if it comes out again, honestly, this time there's no mucking around. I'm just
for YouTube video.
Yeah. The drone part. Yeah.
okay. Oh, counter-terrorism unit.
Well, I hope.
Like I told you.
I hope that they know.
Yeah?
I hope that they know the legislation a bit better.
Right.
Because 250 on an underground drone can go any distance from anywhere.
Okay.
Within reason.
The instant the officer rings up the counterterrorism team, it's immediately clear there's nothing here to warrant such a move. There's no hint of extremist intent or covert plotting, just a straightforward, open-air drone inspection. Under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000, you need solid grounds to suspect terrorism, and a lawful drone check doesn't even come close. Dragging an anti-terror specialist over routine flight isn't merely excessive. It chips away at the reputation of those very units.
You have to be safe.
Yes.
So if I was to hover it over these people, clearly he's reckless. If I go and fly right up to the windows, it's a privacy issue.
What's the distance that you can go horizontally?
There's no distance with a sub
50
250.
metres.
There's no distance with a sub 250 gram drone.
I've looked it up.
You're wrong.
With the size of your drone.
You're wrong.
50 metres. I've
You're wrong.
looked it up.
You're wrong.
Anyway, the point is, I said the point I'm making to you is not that this is an issue of the drone regulations. I'm not here to split
But I'm not
hairs
breaking
with
any
that.
laws, my friend. I know you don't like it,
Okay.
but I'm okay to do it.
Right. At the moment, you're not going to leave until I've taken your details under the Police Reform Act, Section 50. You've now got a right to give me the details because you're doing something.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Okay, a breach of the drone regulations and
I haven't breached. I can show you if you want.
Okay, you've caused a security alert to happen at this station that luckily I've been able to keep a lid on. Okay, because of the conversation we had earlier.
The moment the officer demands the auditor's personal details under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002 and insists he can't leave, the problem is clear. Section 50 only applies when someone's behavior genuinely alarms, upsets, or harasses others. Nothing like a law-abiding drone operator filming from public airspace. Then he cites a breach of drone regulations. But any CAA rule break is a civil matter, not a reason for on-the-spot detention. He even invokes breach of the peace, an old common law concept that only kicks in if violence is occurring or about to erupt. By flatly refusing to let the auditor go, the officer effectively detains him, and without legal justification, that risks breaching Article 5 of the Human Rights Act, which guarantees the right to liberty.
Had I not been here, or I'd been engaged with something else, that would likely to have escalated to something much bigger, which is the very breach of the peace that I advised you not to do, and yet you've gone ahead and done it. So, for that reason, I'm going to require your details.
Can I just speak to this officer a second?
No. Not leave.
I'm not going anywhere, I'm trying to talk to him.
No, if you try to leave, okay, I will arrest you for a breach of the peace, right? You're talking to me, you can talk to him in the moment. Right.
I believe you're overstepping your mark, and I'd like a senior officer to deal with this. I'm not going anywhere, mate. I'm not going to run away.
You are not going anywhere, because if you do, you will be arrested, because
I have not committed any offence. Right. I am lawful to fly here, my friend. I am lawful to fly here.
Okay. The point, as I'm trying to explain to you, which you seem to childishly trying to be getting a reaction.
I just want to fly my drone, mate.
Social media channel, and I'm not really bothered.
I don't want no reaction.
Here
I just want to fly my drone.
Sure an international railway station, an iconic hotel, and another railway station across the road of national importance are able to carry on operating without pointless and avoidable security alerts.
CAA, yeah.
Right.
Drones under 250 gram, right? No.
Stop.
There's no distance.
Right.
I have not broken any regulations, so you have no suspicion of a crime. The only thing I'm required to give you is the ID on the drone, which links to the registration of the drone.
The auditor does exactly what any responsible citizen would. He calmly taps open the Civil Aviation Authority's drone rules on his phone and points out that he's flying strictly within the law. He's asking for a sensible, fact-based conversation, using the very guidelines officers are meant to enforce. But the policeman simply tunes him out, waves off the regulations, and resorts again to disturbing the peace, a vague catch-all with no real standing. Here's the real risk. When an officer is shown clear proof of lawful behavior and still refuses to engage, it tips from honest mistake into deliberate wrongdoing. Court have made it clear, breach of the peace only applies if violence or serious disorder is happening or about to break out. In this case, there's no shouting crowd, no threat of trouble, just a drone operator following every national rule to the letter.
You have done something.
I haven't breached the peace. Flying a drone will not breach the peace, officer.
I told you that it was likely to create a security alert.
But that is not a crime.
I've had someone come running into our office going, there's a guy flying drones. Can you come and check it out from a security point
of course.
Exactly what I predicted would happen.
Yeah, but I've came in to tell you what I'm doing.
What if it wasn't me that he came to speak to, and it was another officer who goes, oh my God, this could be anything. Let's
generally,
evacuate.
look, I'll be honest with you.
Or he'd gone straight to his manager before coming to us, and they'd made that decision. Okay. I told you that was a possibility.
I can't stop people overreacting.
No.
I've told you. I've told the hotel.
You can.
I've pre-warned everybody.
You can, because I told you that was a likely consequence to your behaviour.
It's unjustified.
And you carried on doing it.
It's unreasonable. I'm not committing a crime.
There was nothing secret or sneaky about his flight. He told everyone what he was doing in advance. Any panic came from others not knowing the rules, not from his conduct. That's a communication failure, not a breach of the peace. Legally, you need a real, immediate threat of violence or serious disorder linked to someone's actions. His operation was calm, open, and fully within the law. If bystanders overreact, it highlights a training gap, not ground to detain him.
On the end of the phone here is one of our drone specialists. He's going to categorically tell you cannot launch that from here. Listen to what he's got to say.
Hello.
And introduce himself. Jobs are good. In short,
hello.
Hiya mate, it's PC Green and BTP. Basically, where you're trying to take off from my understanding, now I'm not there, but from my understanding, if you're looking at the maps that I'm looking at, which is drone assist, you are trying to take off within a restricted airspace. If you're trying to take off in that restricted airspace, you will be committing offence under the air navigation order.
No, No, where I am, I'm outside St Pancras, which is only in EGR.
That's called
160 specified area.
the Renaissance.
Which is a specified area and shown as restricted airspace.
No, the specified area is for helicopters only. Drones are allowed in the specified area. The City of London is very close, but I'm not in that zone.
EGR 160 isn't designed for drones at all, but for helicopters on VIP or royal routes, usually managed by NOTAMs above about 1,000 feet. Since most recreational drones stay under 400 feet, they're well below the EGR 160 ceiling. That restricted zone only covers drones if a specific NOTAM says so, and there isn't one in effect here. A quick check of the NAT's Drone Assist app or the CAA's official airspace maps makes that crystal clear. In other words, EGR 160 does not automatically ground every drone. Altitude and actual notices matter. Our auditor explains his rule more clearly than the officer ever did.
Also, have you got insurance, on a separate note, have you got insurance to be flying it for commercial purposes?
I do. I don't think I need to have it, but I do have that, yes.
If you're uploading it to YouTube and there's a potential for monetary gain, you need commercial insurance.
I do have it anyway, I do, yeah.
Can I get your insurance code, please?
Code?
Yep, there should be on your insurance document a code saying that it covers it.
I don't have the details to log in right now, mate. I literally made it yesterday, but the thing is, I don't think I need to provide you that anyway, but I am with that company. If you check them out now.
Under the air navigation order, mate, if I require that you provide me with proof of insurance to fly the drone for commercial purposes whilst you're with that drone and trying to fly it, and it's not got the code on your side of your aircraft with your operator ID number, that drone can be seized.
I do have the code on the drone, yeah. I know I have to provide you that.
Yeah, and it also says under that same navigation order that you are to provide proof of insurance.
I don't need insurance though for this drone.
You do, because you're flying it for commercial. YouTube counts as commercial purpose. If you're uploading it to YouTube, it's for a commercial purpose. Therefore, you require.
Even if the flight is for a monetized YouTube video, the auditor's drone remains in the open category and weighs well under 20 kilograms. Under UK rules in 2025, that class of operation doesn't require insurance, so there's no legal duty to hand over any policy reference to the police. The self-styled drone specialist keeps invoking regulations meant for higher risk missions, like flying over crowds, restricted sites, or with heavier drones outside the open category. None of those conditions exist here. This audit flight is low risk, fully compliant, and doesn't need any CAA approval.
Trying to log in. I don't have an issue giving it you, but
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate.
Yeah, he's got an insurance policy from FPV UK, and it says you're now covered by our £5 million public and product liability insurance, which includes commercial drone use. However, you have, as I explained to you, do you understand what a common law breach of the peace is?
officer,
Do you understand?
flying a drone illegally
No.
is not going to cause a breach of the peace.
Right.
It can't be interpreted as that.
Right. Anything that disrupts the normal, unhindered running of society, okay,
Me standing there is not doing that.
Deliberately, especially when someone knows or ought to have known that would cause a breach, is a breach of the peace. Okay, I've told you specifically, if you fly a drone there, we will have a security alert immediately raised in the
Doesn't mean it's reasonable.
And what has happened? It doesn't matter whether you believe it's reasonable.
You guys
or not.
know now that the drone is legal, so anybody that calls you say, we've checked him out, he's all legit.
A breach of the peace.
Right from the start, the officer lacks any lawful reason to demand the auditor's identity. Under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act, you can only require personal details if someone is reasonably suspected of causing harassment, alarm, or distress, and none of that applies here. The auditor hasn't broken a single rule, so threatening arrest is a clear abuse of power. Worse still, detaining someone without reasonable grounds risks breaching Article 5 of the Human Rights Act, which protects against unlawful detention. In short, insisting on an arrest with no genuine suspicion not only oversteps police authority, but exposes the force to serious legal challenges.
A security alert outside an iconic hotel, an international rail hub, and another key piece of national infrastructure over the road.
It doesn't matter, officer.
It does matter, because if they had... Right, I'm not having this conversation with you again. I'm going to demand your details, and then I'm going to direct you to leave the vicinity of the railway station. If you come back, you will be arrested, all right? But you will be arrested if you do not give me your details so that I can record the...
I've committed no offence.
You've committed a breach of the peace. Are you going to give me your details, or am I going to arrest you? This isn't a thing I'm doing.
I think you should call your boss before you arrest me.
No, I'm going to.
Just before you do.
I've advised you not to do something because
it would be an unlawful arrest.
No, it wouldn't, because I gave you the opportunity not to take the action. You've chosen to do it, knowing that it would be regarded as a breach of the peace.
1 second, I'll show you.
Are you going to give me your details or not? Section 50, Police Reform Act. If you do not give me your details, I am going to immediately arrest you. Are you going to give me your details now?
I haven't denied it, have I? I haven't said I won't.
Give me your details now.
In the end, the officer finally records the auditor's details, but only after being warned repeatedly that he's exceeded his authority and can face a civil claim. The auditor stays composed, pointing out that he's broken no laws and that his drone flight has been certified as legal. Yet the officer presses on, driven by pride rather than necessity. The auditor then announces he'll be consulting H&K solicitors, and rightly so. This wasn't a simple misunderstanding, but a clear misuse of Section 50, an unfounded threat of arrest, and very likely an unlawful detention.
Of arrest,
Right.
I'll give you the details.
Right. Surname, please.
Surname? Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, absolutely positive. Yeah, I have no choice. You've committed an offence. I have to take your details.
But I'm going to go and commit that same offence now, aren't I?
No, you're not. I explained this to you. First name.
Daniel. And as I said, before I give you the date of birth, are you 100% sure? Because I will 110% HNK it later.
Right.
With this whole video.
As you've committed a criminal offence,
Please don't.
I have to do appropriate checks.
You know
the quickest
I
way.
haven't.
Okay. If
I haven't. No, I said you know I haven't
Do you know
committed
what?
an offence. You know I haven't because I'm about to do it now.
I've informed you that you have. So, no, you're going to do something different now. Like I said,
Okay. What do you need? Look, I'm not going to be arrested.
What's your name?
I'll give you the name.
What's your... Any middle names?
No.
Have you got a police record that we can check this against?
I don't need to give you that, do I?
I don't know.
You check.
I need to verify that these are genuine. The quickest way, based on my knowledge of how the system works, okay, is to give me your date of birth. If you don't want to give me that, that's fine.
Whatever I'm required to give by the law that I think you're overstepping, but whatever you demand, I'll give it to you under threat of arrest. What you need?
I need your name and address, but because you're being really, really cagey about giving it, I require you to give me your date of birth.
I'm not being cagey.
Because
I'm saying it because I feel like you don't want to do it.
That is a way.
I feel like you don't want to overstep the mark, and I feel like you want to walk away, and you don't want to have a civil claim. That's what I feel, which is why I've said to you, are you sure?
I want not to arrest someone.
I'm not being cagey.
No, but you've been quite...
Nothing to hide.
Right, give me your name and date of birth then. If you've got nothing to hide...
I'm not happy that you've infringed on my rights.
I don't require you to be...
When the officer insists the auditor must ground the drone simply because the hotel manager feels uneasy, he's confusing personal preference with legal authority. This flight already has a green light under CAA regulations. No property owner or manager can veto a lawful public operation. Brushing off the auditor's claim as merely an intrinsic right misses the point. Rights exist precisely to shield legitimate actions from being derailed by discomfort or disapproval.
To be honest, from what you've shown me of your work with the drones, do you know what? That's got a huge artistic merit. You've wasted, today, 2 hours of my time, right?
Have I?
Yeah, because if you just followed my direction, I wouldn't...
Had I followed it, though, I would have just not flown at all. I would have walked off.
Well, exactly, and that's what I want.
And now we've agreed that...
You can do it elsewhere, different action. I've agreed.
Still round here, but I'll be over there, right?
Yeah, if you do it here, I will be back and it will be a different story.
Can we just clarify, officer? No, 1 second.
No,
if I'm here...
everything.
No, hold on. So you said, as long as I'm off there at the property, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to be... I don't want to have you come back.
Trespassing because they said they don't want you here, so you need to leave this place.
Just to clarify, you're happy for me to do it, but not anywhere on here?
We've explained this to you.
I don't want you coming out again, that's all.
You know where the zones are on your map from the CIA.
So as long as I fly legally, you're okay with it?
Obviously, avoid the area around that crane. Do not go on King's Cross Square.
Yep.
Do not go on this forecourt of this hotel because the management of the hotel have said that they don't want that happening. I've told you.
You can let the station know now with your authority. You can say I've checked him out.
That's
it's all good.
Circumstances.
Don't worry about it.
But do not go over. I've given you. I will tell them that I've given you clear directions not to fly over King's Cross Square, not to fly over St Pancras Square. That's kind of the square at the back. You know,
but I lawfully can, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay
you lawfully
out here.
Can't, because I'm telling you, if you do it there, we're going to have security alerts, and that interferes with other people's safety and comfort. So you're not lawfully, just because you've got an intrinsic right to do something, okay?
Finally, the officer strides away satisfied, but as when came through pressure, threats, and intimidation, not the law. Before he leaves, he sneers at the auditor as immature, an insult that perfectly sums up his dismissive, ego-driven stance. From the outset, he charged him with loud, baseless legal claims and refused every chance to de-escalate. The auditor calmly showed that his drone flight met all Civil Aviation Authority rules, stayed in approved airspace, and had been cleared by hotel security. It made no difference. The officer kept threatening arrest under Section 50 with zero grounds, twisted breach of the peace into a catch-all, and leaned on a so-called specialist who clearly didn't know the current regulations. When it became obvious the operation was lawful, he pivoted to policing feelings and personal opinions. Throughout, the auditor remained composed, cited his rights, and spelled out the law. But the officer wanted only compliance, a pure power trip. In the end, the auditor proved his point, and the officer now faces a likely civil claim. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment,